Napoleon was born on August 15, 1769, on the island of Corsica, just recently taken over by France from Italy. His full name, Napoleon Bonaparte. He came from a humble noble family. His father, Carlo Bonaparte, dabbled in politics, and his mother, Letizia Romolino, was a strong, influential woman who shaped his character deeply. From a young age, Napoleon was sharp, crazy, smart, but also short-tempered and intense. At 9, he was sent to mainland France to attend military school. Life wasn't easy there. He was mocked for his Corsican accent and background, but he focused hard, excelled in math and history, and slowly carved a place for himself. When the French Revolution broke out in 1789, the whole country was flipped upside down. The monarchy fell, the nobility was overthrown, and chaos reigned. But this chaos, it was Napoleon's opportunity. He rose through the military ranks quickly thanks to his brilliance and bravery. His big break came in 1793 during the siege of Toulon. With a clever strategy, he kicked the British out, and at just 24 years old, he became a general. In 1796, the French government gave him command of the army in Italy. This was his moment and he crushed it. He led his troops to stunning victories against the Austrians. Soldiers loved him. Why? Because he marched with them, ate what they ate, slept on the ground beside them. He wasn't just a commander, he was one of them. Napoleon decided to invade Egypt. His goal? Disrupt British access to India, and maybe prove he was more than a general, maybe even a bringer of civilization. He landed in Alexandria, marched to Giza, and fought the Mamluks at the Battle of the Pyramids. That's when he delivered his iconic line, "From the heights of these pyramids, 40 centuries look down upon you." He won the battle, but then came disaster. Admiral Nelson and the British fleet destroyed Napoleon's ships in the Battle of the Nile. Napoleon was stuck in Egypt. Still, he made a mark. He brought scholars, founded the Institut d'Egypte, and studied ancient monuments. His team discovered the Rosetta Stone, unlocking the secrets of hieroglyphics. But resistance grew. After a bloody revolt centered at El Azhar Mosque, his image darkened. The Egyptian people were rising, and things began to fall apart. In the midst of this, he secretly abandoned his army and returned to France in 1799. The country was unstable. Napoleon seized the moment. On November 9, 1799, he staged a coup and took power. He named himself First Consul. By 1804, he crowned himself Emperor of the French. Literally put the crown on his own head. No pope needed. From 1805 to 1812, Napoleon was at his absolute peak. He won epic battles, Austerlitz against Russia and Austria-Jena against Prussia. His empire stretched across Europe. He even placed his brothers on thrones in Spain, Holland, and Italy. But then came the ego. In 1812, he made a fatal mistake. He invaded Russia. He reached Moscow, but the Russians burned the city and retreated, trapped by the brutal winter. His army starved and froze. Of 600,000 soldiers, only about 100,000 made it out alive. After that disaster, a massive alliance formed against him. In 1813, he lost at the Battle of Leipzig. In 1814, Paris was taken. Napoleon was forced to abdicate. They sent him to Elba, a small island in the Mediterranean. But come on, this was Napoleon. You think he'd stay put? In 1815, he escaped Elba and returned to France. The people, they rallied around him. Soldiers abandoned the king and joined their old hero. He entered Paris without firing a single shot. Napoleon was back, but Europe wasn't having it. They united once more, and it all came down to Waterloo, June 18, 1815. He was defeated by the British under Wellington. The legend fell for good. This time, they weren't taking chances. Napoleon was exiled to St. Helena, a lonely island in the middle of the Atlantic. No escape, no power, just rocks, wind, and silence. There, he spent his final years writing memoirs, reflecting on his victories, his mistakes, and his legacy. He died on May 5, 1821, at the age of 51, likely from stomach cancer. Epilogue: The legacy of Napoleon. Love him or hate him, Napoleon changed the world. He rewrote the laws of Europe, inspired armies, leaders, and revolutions, and left behind a legacy that still echoes through time. Was he a military genius or an arrogant tyrant? Maybe both. But one thing's for sure: he was unforgettable. Napoleon was born on August 15, 1769, on the island